Hi, and thanks for joining the Earth and Tree Miniature Shop in Amherst, New Hampshire. Once again, today we're just going to talk about putting a plug on a lamp. So sometimes you can buy different lights and they're handmade and they may not have an actual plug on the end, but you want to wire it into your 12-volt dollhouse wiring system and you already have an outlet. Also, some lights, maybe the cord's really far too long for your project and you'd like to shorten the wire. Also, sometimes you have two candles you want to put on your fireplace mantle and you only have one outlet next to your fireplace mantle and you'd like to wire the two candles together into one plug. These are all the same type of method. So here we have a little light up jack-o'-lantern pumpkin since Halloween's coming up, and he came without any plug on his two wires. You can see here in the video that there is brown insulation and then the silver wire is the bare wire afterwards. Now, if there wasn't any bare silver wire showing, we would need to strip that insulation off, which would be the same thing as if you were going to cut the cord and shorten it. So let's go ahead and pretend that on this one, well, not pretend, we'll actually do it. Let's shorten this cord a little bit so we can show you how to strip the insulation off. Just take a pair of scissors, trim the wire to whatever size you need, and then to strip the insulation off, I like to use my fingernails because they're not very sharp. You can use a wire stripper, you can use the back end of an X-Acto knife, the dull side of a scissors, but you just want to hold the wire really strong, really secure so you can't pull it out of the light fixture, and you just need to nick the wire insulation just a little. Oh, see, and this is why we're showing you that part. It broke off that time, so you need to do it one more time. This is why we don't ever shorten it too short. Give yourself a little extra just in case. So I must have pushed too hard, so I need to just scrape a little bit more gently. So I'm just breaking it free, and right there you can see, you need a white piece of paper or something you can see against better. Right there, you can see that little tiny break in the insulation. So that's where I separated the brown insulation from the actual wire. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to twist to take the insulation off because there's 5 or 6 multiple strands in there and I want them to twist together. I don't want to just take the insulation off. So if I just pull the insulation straight off, I'll have all the 5 wires doing their own thing and going haywire. So we just need to keep twisting, and then pull it just a little bit at a time so you can see more of that exposed wire showing through. Twist a little bit more. See that exposed wire? This one is giving me a little bit of a fuss, so I have to scrape a little more insulation off of it. Some of the insulation just isn't freeing up. There we go. So I'm going to twist the silver wires together, pull a little more insulation off, and twist. So now I don't have a whole bunch of frayed wires. You can see a little bit frayed at the end, and we'll trim that there. Just like that. So now we have a new fresh, clean edge with a shorter wire. And we're going to do it one more time. Just scrape the insulation off. So I'm scraping it against my fingernail. And you can see the silver break between the brown insulation. Again, we're going to twist, slowly pull it off and twist until we have exposed wire, new little fresh end. Okay, so now our wire's nice and trimmed to the length we want. New fresh ends all stripped and insulated. So we're going to take out our plug. We sell 6 packs. I have one in my little tool cubby. And all you're going to need is onion and nose pliers. you're going to want to take the two prongs out, and they just pull straight out like this. Maybe they're a little too tough. Pull, pull, pull. So now we have the two prongs right there, and we have the plug right here. The plug has a single hole in this end, and it has three holes, in this end. So we're going to put the two wires together. Now, if you were wiring two lights together, you would want to have one wire from one light together, one wire from each light together, and one wire, the other wire from each light together. So let's say we had two pumpkins. I'd have two wires over here and two wires over here, one from each pumpkin. And then you would put one at a time in through the center hole, but we're just shortening this plug. So we're going to put both wires in through the single center hole right here. And then they're going to come out in the middle of the three holes. And we're going to bend one of each. And if this was two being wired together, you'd have two wires on one and two wires on the other. Back into the hole right there. And then the prong is going to go in on top of it. I do one prong right after the first wire. Otherwise, if I have them both in there, I might accidentally pull one out. And this just goes back in with pressure, and it holds it in there. And then the other one goes in the other hole. Those wires didn't seem to twist together as well. They're giving me a little bit of trouble. Put those back in there. Gotta stay right in there for you. Get your prong and your needle nose pliers. Put it right back in. Pull some of the slack out. And now we're going to test our little pumpkin and see if we wired the plug on correctly. So here I have a transformer hooked up to the lead-in wire instead of bringing this over to a dollhouse. My lead-in wire may be turned off. Oh, it is on. This is another little good trick. If you wanted, I should move my hands so you can see the actual pumpkin. This is actually another really good trick to test lights. So if you have a lamp inside your dollhouse and it's not working in the plug in the outlet that you have it in, you want to see, is it the bulb, is it the lamp, is it the outlet? And you can check it in another working outlet, or you can always check it directly with the transformer. This way there's no question in between about whether the outlet's loose or whether it's the lamp or anything like that. So it's just a nice little cheat test. So thanks for joining me on how to put a plug onto a lamp, or shorten a wire, or put two lamps together. Check us out online, earthandtree.com. See you later.